Alright, let's do this. Toolbox. Second time doing this because the first time was at 2 in the morning and yeah, it was awful. Anyways, let's start off with the toolbox. Uh, Now, to make this easier for us, we have, let's count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. This is 4 parts, the bottom, the ends, sides, and the handle. Now, the way I'm doing this works. I don't know if this is how Grace is going to do it, but it works for me, so I'm going to do it. But all right, now we have down here, we have the part studio and assembly. Part studio is assembling the part. Assembly is putting all the parts together. So since we have, how many did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. We should make 4 part studios. So click on the plus sign right here, and then create part studio. And just do that like what, 4 times I think. Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just do that 4 times until you have 4 of these. Now let's rename the first one to like end, I guess, because it's gonna be the ends of the toolbox. Rename the second one to bottom. Rename the third one to sides, and then the fourth one to handle. All right, there we go. And just to be nice, let's just put toolbox on the assembly. You don't need to do it. I'd recommend you just doing it for these so you don't get confused later. But now let's start off with the ends, because we already have the little sketch here. So press on the sketch tool, of course, and then I don't know, pick an angle. I'm gonna do front view. Now it says 7 to 50. Now I'm gonna do center point rectangle just so it looks more organized. So center. If you want to do the same thing I'm doing, the little arrow right next to the square rectangle, click on it and you'll see rectangle, center point rectangle. So that'll do is you pick a center point and then it'll make the square from there. Now it says it needs to be 7 to 50, so get the dimension tool on the bottom here. Do 7 to 50. Now, and it needs to be 3.5 in height. So 3.5. There we go. Now we need to, what's it called? Now we have to get this top part up here, because we can't get this because we don't have the angles, so might as well get this part up here first. So, and how to do that exactly is simple, rather simple. I'm just gonna do what I do. I mean, you could do the dimension thing, but here I'm gonna just do this. So get a line, dimension it 6, and then now we have to make that line up here. So what I would do is go to my calculator and do 3,750 divided by 2, and now we have 1.875. So what that did was we were able to break it into 2. So now I can just do this, and I can do this, and then just make them both 1.875. 1.75, and this one 1.875. There we go. Now we have the exact length for that line. So now what we want to do is just connect them. So go down here and go down here. There we go. Now we'll just delete the inner lines because we don't need them. Now just grab a circle from the center point, just put it on the center point line, dimension it, making it 1, and then how far was it? 1.25. Now from the center point to the top part, 1.25. Boom. Now we have our little drawing here. So to finish it off, finish the sketch and then go to the extrude button up here, Click on it, and it doesn't tell me. It might. I just don't see it. It doesn't tell me how, how thick it needs to be. So considering how everything else is 0.75, I'm just gonna assume this is also 0.75. So 0.75, and boom. Now we have the end. It's complete. Now on to the next piece. Go to the bottom. Bottom is pretty simple. It's just a rectangle. So click on sketch. Go to one of the views. Go to top. And it says at the bottom, it needs to be 13.5 by 7.25. So we do the same thing we did last time. The center point rectangle. Pick whatever size you want, and then just make it 13.5 by 7. So let's see, dimension. Was it 7.25? 7.25, and then the length will be 13 point. What was it? 5? Yeah, 13.5. Oh shit. 13.5. There we go. Now I have 13.5, and it says it needs to be, what's it called? The height needs to be 0.75. So to save us all that trouble, extrude it and make the thickness 0.75. And there you have it. You have the bottom. That's complete. Now go down to sides, the sides tab. Go to sides, and then for the sides, it's also fairly easy. So go to sketch, go to right this time. I'm only doing these. I'm only picking views just so it's more organized. But also it also heals my ego. You know what I mean? But anyways, the sides. We have 12 by 3.5, so okay. Random ass rectangle. Are you serious? Anyways, random ass rectangle needs to be 12 by 3.5. So let's see, the 3.5 and 12 long, and then we extrude it, make it 0.75. There we have it. Now we have the sides. Now all we have left is the handle, which is by far the easiest. Wait, what? Did I do on the wrong one? Shoot. Hold on, I did it on the wrong one. Give me a sec. Let me fix this. And handle. Okay. Now sketch. Just pick any plane. Now for the handle, it's fairly simple. See, it says handle here. Dimension 1 circle 13.5, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Get a circle on the center point. Well, anywhere on the plane. I'm just gonna do a center point because, of course, it's a lot more organized. And then, alright, so we dimension it to 1, and then we extrude it, and the depth should be 13.5. Boom. There we go. Now we have the handle. So now we go to the assembly, and this is where it gets a little weird. But hear me out. So up here, where sketch usually is, you should see insert. Click on insert, and then let's start off with sides, I guess, since it would just make sense. Got the side, and now let's get the bottom in. Now, as you can see, the bottom is not facing the direction we want it to be. So how do we fix that? You go up here to your left, like up to the left side of your screen, and where you see this, part 1, I guess, part 1, like 2, click on this, like the arrows right here. Click on it, and then you should be able to see this. You click on this one. You hold this one, click and drag it. You can just type 90 degrees right there. And there you go. Now it's facing the right direction. So how do we connect these two so they make sense? Now, I'm going to be using the parallel mate. It should be up on your toolbar. It's this one right here. Parallel mate. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to the bottom of this and then pick the edge, like the outer edge here. Like that. Now, for this part, you just want to click on the edge right here. And there you have it. Now it's there. Now we want to do the same thing on the other side. So insert, grab another end. Hold on, this is weird. I want to do the same thing, but like mirrored, of course. So parallel mate. Go to the outer edge of this, in the middle. You know, make sure the circle's facing down, and then do the same thing here. Boom. Now that that's done, now we can go ahead and do the sides. So insert, sides, just place it anywhere. Now now similarly, how we did parallel mate, outer edge. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure you're gonna wanna, is it? Yeah, I think it's here. You do outer edge. Make sure you don't do the center. You do the outer edge, and then you get it right there. There we go. Make sure you do the side first, and then do it onto this to this part, because then if not, it'll just move it to there. You'll see what I mean if you do it wrong. But now that that's done, you do the exact same thing. Insert, sides, and just do the same thing, just mirrored. So outer edge, and then the side right there. Boom. Now we're almost done. So now what you want to do now for the handle is go to insert, place the handle, put it there anywhere you want. Parallel mate, click on the edge, and then the outer edge right here on the circle. Boom. Now it's done. That was a bit more confusing than the last one, but of course, if you need my help, just text me. This is the way I do it. Grace might have done it differently, but this is what made sense to me. And, you know, they're literally the exact same thing. Like, there is quite literally not a difference. They're the exact same thing, just different colors. But, yeah. That's it.